Hey everybody, in today's video, I show you where I'm at with the Papa truck. Got a lot done. You're not going to want to miss this, so make sure you stay tuned. Hello BSC family and welcome back to my bench. I've been getting a whole lot done on this truck and be quite surprised. Got a lot of paint done, a lot of assembly. Before we get started, make sure that you hit that subscribe button for me, the bell button, and make sure that all notifications are turned on. Don't miss out on any videos. Follow on my Instagram and my Facebook group. For them are down in the description. If you feel that you want to help out the channel, I do have a PayPal me account down there as well. To help out the algorithms, make sure you hit that like button. As much as the video as possible, help me bring up the view duration for the videos. That's all a big help. First off, as you can see, things are shiny and they're white. You know. Oh, there we go. You can see the shine. So I got this all painted up. And I've also got the ramp portion all painted. As you can see, it's all white. I've got the upright portion glued on. And I've got the aluminum decking done. Alright, now I still got to do some fine detail painting, stuff like that. Like all the lights on it and the hinges. You know, the door, the side door locks and everything. Alright. It's all good to go. Now, also got the interior tub done. Looking pretty good. The way it's supposed to be. Now, I've got a few decals that I got to put on. Not a big deal. Dash is done. I still got a couple little things to detail paint, like the spokes on the rim, steering wheel here. I got to paint them up. Do a few touch-up details on the pillow and stuff like that. You know, and there's a few other decals that have to go on up in here. The underneath is painted. I still got to paint my hinge portions. They got to be painted black. And I put this gold foil down as a heat shield underneath. They wanted it painted orange, and I'm like, yeah, no, that not gonna work with me. So I put this gold foil on, and this here stuff, all this is, let's see if I can find one right here. It's this stuff here come on the coffee cans, the instant coffee and stuff like that. I'm sure you can find them in other places, but that's where I get them from. And yeah, they're silver on one side, gold on the other. Make excellent heat shield. They hold form real nice, but still thin enough that you can super glue them down. And use them for heat shields on turbos and stuff like that. You know, it works great. And it gives the nice realistic wrinkles where you press it into places and stuff like that, just like it would be in real life. And yeah, so that there's all ready to rock and roll, other than those couple little things that I have to detail paint. And a few decals that I got to put on. All right. For the chassis, the last time you saw the chassis, it was white. Not much done to it. Well, it's no longer white. Actually, it's all gold now. The way it's supposed to be. All right. I got stacks on there. I still got to put the chrome topper on for the air intake. I got a couple spots I need to touch up where I had to clean things up a little bit. The engine is built and painted. Pipes are all installed. Radiators installed. I rusted up the hot side of the turbos and the exhaust. And got the motor painted. You know, as you can see, the tranny's in. Drive shafts are all in. I got to touch up here where some glue kind of messed up the paint, but that's okay. And I know they say, and I've seen it before, the brake pods are all painted gold. Thinking that I might do some black and silver on here, on the brake pods. Make it look more like, you know, the truck's been used. and they've probably been replaced over the few years. Rims are all on, tires are all on. Now, unfortunately, these rims are not the proper rims, and it should be, not sure if it's a 5 or a 6 hole rim, but there should be a bigger hole and oval, and I think there's only 5 or 6 of them. So these rims aren't proper for this truck, as you can see here on this one as well. Zoom in a little bit. I know it's they're quite shiny, but that's the way Tyrone kept things. But yeah, these are supposed to be like bigger holes, and there's supposed to be like 5 or 6 of them. That's it. Same thing on the back ones. Okay. So the rims are incorrect. I mean, they show them properly on the box. See how big those holes are in the rims? That's the way they're supposed to look. Another view of them, if I can get it in there. As you can see, like there's only like, from this one, it looks like possibly 5 holes. But yeah, I mean, so they got it proper on the box, but they did not put the proper rims in the kit. So there's the chassis. Now, next thing that I'm working on is I'm starting all the decals. Now, unfortunately, they don't give you a whole lot of information on the instructions. It tells you where a decal is, but not exactly where it's supposed to go. Like this one here, 13 is a red stripe, but it doesn't show you exactly like, well, it's supposed to have this much space in between the top and there. Same thing with the blue one. It just says that the blue one goes there. Where? 18 is the sponsors. It just says it goes there, right? But where exactly does it go? Does it go here? Does it go up over here? Does it go over here more? So when you're doing this, make sure you've got some reference pictures, and figure that out, right? Same thing, like pretty much all of them are like that. Even the cab, there's even less information for the ones on the cab. There's a couple numbers and stuff, but yeah, it barely shows you. Now, one other thing is too, because of that, you have to line up this red one and this blue one with the ones on the cab. All right, so you got this blue one here, and it's got to go to the grill. Same thing with the red one. It's got to go to the grill. That's where the Kenworth knockout is, right? But you have to make sure, because once you put these on, are they supposed to sit here? Are they supposed to sit up here? Are they supposed to sit down here? And unfortunately, this blue one isn't long enough, because it's actually supposed to go from around the front, inside the step, across the back of the step, and back out, right? And you can't do that. There's not enough decal. But you have to figure out a way to make everything sit nice, so that you can line up those stripes. All right, now my blue one's off a little bit. The red one's pretty darn close. All right, now there is a red one that goes across here. Sheaving dust. There's a red one that's going to go across here, so you're not really going to see that. And then same thing back here. There is a red one that goes, or 2 red ones that go from here to here, here back, and then your blue and red one up top here, they go straight across. So my best suggestion is get this one and this one done. But when you're doing, say, the bottom blue stripe, while you're doing this one and while it's still wet, do the one on the cab, so that you can line these up and move them around as you need to. Okay, now when you do the red one, unfortunately, you also have to do this big one, because it's all one decal, so that you can line those up. Now, what I had to do was actually cut it. I cut mine right here, because the curvature was wrong. As you can see, there's a little more white here than there is down here. Not much I can do about that. I mean, maybe that's some of my placement, but again, it's placed where it needs to be placed inside, so it can only go so far. So basically, I ended up cutting mine right here to kind of get this curvature as close as I can and still have this line where it needs to be, or very close to where it needs to be. It should be pretty much at the bottom of this wheel well here, this wheel stop, chalk, whatever you want to call it. So once you got that one set, while it's still wet, apply this one on the truck and try to get them lined up as much as possible. So it's kind of a pain in the butt, but hey, it's the way it goes, right? Just take your time, you can get it. Now, there is still a lot to do yet. I've only started the one side, and it's fun, that's for damn sure. You know, and it's looking pretty good, I think, anyways. So I'm going to get some more done. Once the decals are done, I'm going to hit this with another coat of clear to seal them and lock them in. And once that clear is done, then I can come back and start doing all my door handles and locks and everything all over the place. And my lights. I got a bunch of lights in here. Then I can start applying the last of the chrome, which is the mirrors, the grab handles, the steps, you know, all the lights and stuff on the roof. I also have to put gold up here around this window. So I got to mask that and spray that in before I put the windows in. Same thing here. This needs black around these windows, the front windshield. All right. They need black around them as well. One thing I do suggest, I thought I was smart and I thought, hey, I'll glue these front lower fender portions on, paint everything, good to go. No chance of wrecking it with glue afterwards. But unfortunately, when you do that, and it tells you in the instructions to do it in this order, you got to put this in before you put these on. And here's the reasoning. Put this in, get that under the back of this. This is your cab jack. You can't put it in. Why? Because your door panels are hitting the steps that stick inwards. They stick in too far, if you can see that. So now, when I go to put this together for the final time, I'm going to have to try and stretch this cab without breaking anything off. So, my suggestion is paint the cab, paint these little front fender skirt things separate, and take the chance and glue them on after. They do have a lip on the back side, so you should be able to glue them from here and hopefully not ruin any paint. Live and learn, right? So when I go do the hideout truck, I'll remember to do that. Make sure that these are off, install this, then install this, right? Something to think about. Make sure that, I screw things up so that you don't have to. I'm going to get the rest of these decals done. I'm going to clear coat it. When I'm done with that, I'll come back and I'll show you where I'm at. There'll probably be one more video after that for final assembly and to show it off to you. Give me a sec and I'll be back. Hello everybody, I'm back. So, as you can see, all the decals are now on, right? And I've given it a coat of clear, but it's really hard to see, and I highly doubt the camera is going to see it. The final coat of clear that I put on, I did put a pearl in it, right? Now, I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up at all. I'll see. Yeah, there you go. Can you see the pearl on the red and the blue? Now, I still have to clean out things like the holes and stuff like that, but can you see the pearl on the white? Just subtle. Very, very subtle. It's been sitting around. It's all dusty and dirty now. Can you see that pearl? I still have to do some wet sanding, obviously, but you can just barely see that pearl. And just got to catch it just right. So yeah, I put some pearl in it, and I know it's probably not supposed to be like that, but you know what? It's my truck. I wanted to do it my way. Just like I tell you guys, whenever you build something, do it your way. Do it for you. Right? But anyways, I got the top gold painted in. Everything else is, all the decals are on. Right? So now what I've got to do is paint all my door handles and, start cleaning out the holes and start putting all the chrome on, all the cab lights, things like that. I got, my marker lights to paint and, just different things like that. Right? Here's the same thing. It has that little bit of pearl to it, but camera focus. All of these are on, right? And I showed you about lining these ones up. The aluminum's done. Put a little bit of a dull coat on there. And I said you probably can't see it, but everything's got that pearl. So I got all these marker lights that I've got to paint, tail lights, things like that. This name, or not name, oops, careful. Right here, the Bonneville Salt Flats on the real truck is supposed to be above the red line. But the way this works out, and it's probably the size of the font of the letters, it don't fit up here. Right? So I just did the next best thing. I put it just above here, nice and straight. Same thing on the other side. Right? Did it roughly align this edge up here because that's where the words are on the other side. So I just lined it up here, line the end of it up there and let it run wild, which stops pretty much right at the light. Same thing here. All right. So yeah, that's my next project, is to get all that done and glued down on here on the base, or on the chassis, I should say. I got a couple more things to put on. I've got the rad hoses and stuff to put on. A couple little things here and there, nothing major. Yeah, we're getting very close to final assembly. So now you see what that's all looking like, and a good estimate of what it's going to look like when I've got it all done, which is going to be the next video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you don't miss that. And the best way to do that is hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, and make sure that all notifications are turned on so you don't miss out on any of these videos. Give me a follow on my Instagram and my Facebook group. Links for them are down in the description. I like to post pictures here and there, some on one, some on the other. So if you're following both, you'll get all the pictures and updates. Help out the channel in any way, shape, or form, I do have a PayPal me link down there as well. I'll definitely be putting your name in the end credits and stuff like that. And, a big thank you through whatever video that happens to be the next one after I know that you're there. You have to like the video and share the videos. All of that helps out the algorithms. And the biggest thing that helps out the algorithms is watching the video as much as possible. That brings up the view duration. And I've noticed that it has gone up. So thank you to everybody that's watching the video as much as possible, from beginning to end. Everybody, with all that being said, what you're doing, do it your way. Good for you. And until next time, later.